hello everybody. Let's play some Minecraft. So here we are. It's been a week. It's been a week since I've live streamed, and there's been about 150 days played. So, yeah, actually got a decent amount of progress done in this world. I'm going to be collecting leaves for the first portion of this stream today because I want to actually start building out some farmland near the haunted house. And, well, to do that, I'm going to need to collect leaves. So we're going to collect leaves for as long as my hoe has durability, and then probably go do some repairs, and then probably collect some more leaves or crops. I was thinking about trying, and I don't know if this works or not, but trying that, the chunk loader situation with an ender pearl. So I actually did get the stuff. It's right over in that shulker, because I have this awesome crop growing, I don't know, like factory building, something like that. And I was thinking like, well, if I could just load those chunks, if crops would grow during that time, then the whole time I'm planting crops, more crops will grow. So that would be really, really nice. So I might actually try that. In fact, well, we could try that. I don't know. Well, I don't for sure know how it works. I know you have to use like a bubble elevator and an ender pearl, but I don't know if you just like drop the ender pearl in as like an item, or if you have to throw it so it lands like directly in that. Yeah, I don't really know how it works. So we could do a little bit experimenting. I don't even know if it works in Bedrock or if that's an only Java thing. Very well may be. I don't know. So we could try that out a little bit. But for right now, let's just gather up some leaves and talk. So the last thing that I did last night is I actually brought in some of the custom spruce trees, actually a good amount of the custom spruce trees for the haunted house. So there's been some pretty good progress on that front. I'm pretty excited about that. Like the little haunted biome actually is starting to look like a real biome. Hey, what's up, Trey? How's it going? Yeah, so I have, anyway, yeah, I got a lot of those trees brought in, and those were, those are pretty big spruce trees, so I'm gonna need some smaller stuff in that biome just to fill the ground, and I don't know exactly what yet. I was thinking about maybe either introducing like skulk bushes or something like that. They kind of look haunted. I don't know. I can't decide on what to do for the ground covering, so I decided to break away from that and do the farmland that I really need, sort of to connect the haunted house to the rest of the world, and just kind of go from there. But well, if I'm gonna do farmland, I need bushes and stuff to separate the land and all that kind of stuff. Well, I've overworked myself and can't stand up properly. Oh no, what happened? Yeah, I don't know. Are you sick? Let's see. Okay. I'm not going to be able to get enough leaves with this hoe. I'm going to absolutely have to go repair at some point here, but that's okay. We'll just take as many as we can. No, straight up working myself to death. Well, bro, you only get one health, man. You know? We only get one go around at this, so. You gotta take care of your health. I mean, I get it. Responsibilities are responsibilities, and you gotta do what you gotta do. But also, if you get yourself seriously sick, and that can happen from stress and overwork and overexhaustion, then you're gonna be in much worse shape than if you just didn't get all your work done. I mean, I get it. I have a pretty strong work ethic when it comes to getting my stuff done, but also there are times you just need to tap. You need to tap out and sleep for 12 hours or something, you know, to sort of recover. Oh man, I'm tired though. I went to bed early last night, but did not sleep well. I woke up. You know, every time I go to bed early, I went to bed at like, I was probably asleep by 10 last night. And every time I do that, every time I think I'm going to go to bed early and get a lot of sleep, I end up waking up at like 2 or 3 in the morning. Like just wide awake. And again, it happened. What kind of doctor would I be if I didn't overdo it? I actually do have a doctorate in philosophy. I didn't know you had a doctorate in philosophy. Well, then you know better. I mean, I get you. I get you in, you know, powering through and all that kind of stuff, but you only get one body. Hey, how's it going, Andy? So I'm doing my second read through of I'm doing my second read through of the Bible, and I'm going through this time, instead of just read it, I'm going through with a highlighter, and I'm highlighting all the stuff that is, I don't know, like that stands out as either beautiful or weird or downright terrible. And there's a lot of all those things. And so I noticed something in Genesis that I never noticed before. I'm only in like Genesis 24, 25, somewhere around there. But I don't know if you guys have ever read it, like actually read it through. But do you know that in Genesis that they tell the same story 3 times, but it's in 3 different contexts? So when Abraham goes to Egypt, he tells his wife Sarah, hey, don't tell anybody that I'm your husband, because that would be bad for you. Which I think when he says bad for you, I think he means bad for me, because they might kill him, and you know, if they know that Sarah is married, they might kill him and take her as, you know, their own. It's not explicitly stated on why he comes up with that idea. Maybe it's implied in the time or culture, but it doesn't state it in the text. And then Pharaoh, of course, gets to know Abraham and is like, hey, you know, you're cool, whatever. So then Pharaoh finds out that Abraham is, and Pharaoh takes Sarah as one of his own. Now, I think we all know what that means, right? But again, it's not spelled out implicitly, but like I'm pretty sure it's pretty obvious on what they're saying. Pharaoh takes Sarah as one of his own, and then Pharaoh finds out that she's actually married to Abraham, and he calls Abraham in and he's like, hey, Abraham, like, my dude, you know, what's up with this? Like, you brought shame on me, and why didn't you just tell me? And Abraham's like, I don't know, basically. I don't know why I didn't tell you. And he's like, well, you can take her back and go free, essentially, right? So that happens. So then, like 3 chapters later, right? Like 3 chapters later, Abraham goes to King, and I'm going to say this wrong, but like Abeldaah or something like that. And again, Abraham goes to Sarah and is like, hey, don't tell. But just the way it's written is so bizarre, right? He's not like, hey, remember that thing we did? That worked out well. Let's do that again. No, he's like, hey, listen, don't tell anybody that you're married to me. Tell everybody you're my sister. And so again, the exact same thing happened. Like King Abeldaah or whatever gets to know Abraham and like is cool with him and says like, whoa, hey, hold on, is this girl who I've taken into like mine your wife? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, hey, you could have brought shame on my entire household. Here, take her back and also all of this like livestock. Like, sorry about that, you know. But he didn't know. you know, he didn't know. So that's super weird, right? So like then Abraham wants to have a kid, and Sarah can't have a kid. So God suggests that Abraham, lay with one of Sarah's servants. So he does, and he has, is it Ishmael, I think? With her. And Sarah's all pissed about it, even though it was like her servant and she knew about it and she doesn't like, so essentially they end up sending them away, right? They say, you guys have to go. Servant girl, I forget her name, and Ishmael, you guys have to go away because, Sarah's my wife and blah, blah, blah. So they send him away. And then Abraham has Isaac with Sarah because even though she's too old, God makes it possible. So then Isaac, just a few chapters later, gets with Rebecca, his wife, and they go to another kingdom. And you're not going to believe what happens, but Isaac's like, hey, listen, Rebecca, don't tell anybody you're my wife because they might get upset. So just say you're my sister. Again, and it's like, it's as if it had never happened before. It's like this book was written by 3 different people who didn't read the prior the prior person's work. Don't tell anybody, just say you're my sister. So again, the exact same thing happens, and then the king in Isaac's time sees them, like, I can't remember how it stayed, but like canoodling or like rubbing her arm or something along those lines. He's like, hey, what the heck? She's mine. She's in my like harem or concubines or whatever, right? And he's like, oh yeah, she's actually my wife. He's like, you could have brought dishonor on my entire household. Here, take all this livestock and don't do that again. He's like, oh yeah, sorry about that. My bad. It's so bizarre that the same exact, like, and I read this before, but I just didn't, I think I read it sort of separately, and maybe I thought, oh wait, I already read this part, but no, it's the same thing that happens 3 times. It's so weird. I can't believe I didn't notice it before. But yeah, the exact same story happens 3 times in the first 26 chapters of Genesis. It's so odd. Anyway, yeah. Just so much that's so weird. And they don't come across as a particularly morally acceptable family. Oh, well, no, in many ways they don't, but they're a heck of a lot more moral than, like, say, Noah's people, who were the only good people left on the entire earth before the entire earth was genocided. Well, unfortunately, I have to go repair because I don't want my Silk Touch hoe to break. Yeah. Anyway, but I'm having a wonderful time. I was telling my girlfriend about how much fun I'm having reading the Bible. I am truly having a great time reading it. Like I read a few chapters every night with a highlighter, just very slow, in order, really pour over it and make sure I totally understand the gist. And it's a wild ride, that book. All right. So where are we going to repair at? The Guardian Farm? I guess it's probably fastest. They should make a film of it. I mean, how would you film the exact same part 3 times without it seeming completely absurd? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we could go on and on and on. I did my wait. Oh my goodness. Trail, how do I not know this? I did my dissertation on the philosophy of God, Old Testament. Oh, I am super interested in that. I've had a wonderful time learning about this whole thing. I can't believe I didn't know that. Anyway, yeah, it's just like, to read it, you know, so I read the Bible for the first time probably, I don't know, maybe 3.5 years ago. Like, whenever when my marriage was like basically falling apart. Like, I read the whole thing looking for answers, which, spoiler alert, not a lot of answers. But I read the whole thing just looking for answers in the book, but I read it I read it from front to back. I read the whole thing, and that's what really started me to sort of raise some eyebrows about this whole thing. And then, and now this time I'm going through very, very slowly, where I'm just like, I mean, my highlighter's going to run out of ink, because I'm like, every page there's like 3 or 4 things like, what? Or, oh, that's awesome. You know, there are truly awesome parts, but yeah, it's been a absolutely fascinating ride. It makes me quite sure of why the Catholics wouldn't let anyone actually read the book for a very long time. That makes a lot of sense now. How do you film a seraphim angel banging Eve, then starting the war? Oh. Remember well, you know the descriptions of angels, right? Hey, what's up, Wolven Mother? I was actually, over the weekend, I was reading about the main three, like, philosophical, arguments for a deity, which was really interesting to me. I always forget the names of them, but like the cosmological argument and the, shoot, what are they called? I'm the worst at remembering anything. Angels? The biblical description of angels is wild. Wild. I remember that from my first read through. I sat there, I read it like 3 times, like, what? Like, what? This is not the dude in the flowing white robe with a heart and a little halo that I was, a harp, I mean. Anyway, there's so much. So Treya, what was your dissertation on? Was it on the philosophy of the God of the Old Testament? Because, boy, that's a wild grab bag of different philosophies, isn't it? Multiple arms and eyes and a few other things thrown in. Well, it's like one eye, but then like eyes on the tentacles from my memory, right? Something along those lines. It's really weird. I would love, Treya, you should, if you ever feel so inclined to send me your dissertation, I would love to read it. I can't even tell you how much I would love to read it. I'm so interested. I'm more interested in that stuff than I am just about anything else in life right now these days. But anyway, I can't recommend it enough. If you've never read it, whatever your stance is, whether you're the most, Bible God-fearing Christian or whether you are a staunch atheist, I cannot recommend reading again with a highlighter, like slowly and in order. Don't cherry pick verses. That doesn't do anything. Don't cherry pick verses. Read it. Like, it's a crazy ride. And I encircled by wheels. That's true. That's exactly right. There were wheels with eyes and wings that also have eyes. Yeah, I know there was like a main eye and then like multiple eyes and there were wheels. I can't remember it all from my first read. I'm looking forward to. You lost your dissertation years ago. Oh, that makes me sad. Well, if it ever pops up, think of me. Anyway, yeah, it's an amazing read though. Truly, just stunning. It's a stunning read for someone who grew up in America. I grew up in the church. I thought I knew. Honestly, I thought I knew what religion was and what God is and all that, and I did not. at all. Like, wildly uninformed. And I'm just, you know, my second read through here, I'm in the first book. Now I know I have Numbers looming, and Numbers is a chore. Leviticus is wild. Wild. I mean, whoa, Leviticus is crazy. Exodus is interesting. Exodus is a good story. Keeps it moving. Leviticus is like just crazy. Like you're just constantly shaking your head. It's like, what? And then Numbers hits, and man, it is like, it's like a ton of books falls on your head. It is so challenging to read through Numbers. But then you get into some better stuff, and then eventually you get into like Kings, and that's some wild stories too. So I'm having like a fantastic time reading it. I kind of want to go read it now. That's what I should do. We should read a chapter every morning stream and discuss it. That seems like a way to get the viewers in. There are some channels that do that. I like Joel Reads the Bible. Modern day Christianity is closer to paganism. It's just kind of its own self-replicating society. Let's see, a drawing channel. Wait. A drawing channel I'm sub to did an episode on accurate drawings from the actual descriptions of angels. Horrifying word. Yeah, exactly, Andy. Like if you never really read it, it's nuts. They don't bring that, they don't cherry pick those verses out in church. It's weird. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, Andy, if you ever come across that video, link that up in Discord. I would love to see that kind of stuff. All right, so do you guys want to see? We're gonna kind of go. Excuse me, I'm tired. You guys want to see the haunted house work? I got a lot of work done on it over the weekend. I got a big slime river, another slime crevasse, and hey, what's up, Claudia? And I flew in a whole bunch of custom pine trees from the Gabor Tree Repository. So the haunted house biome is starting to look good. I just need to figure out what kind of ground cover I want to do. Whether it's like plants or shrubs or bushes, because the trees look great, but they're all. Oh, you're not in my Discord? I didn't even know that. That's all right. You can send me a message or whatever. Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about being smited there, Treo. I think you'll somehow be okay. If he didn't smite the Nazis during the Holocaust, I don't think he's gonna smite you. Anyway, come on, man. What is going on here? Sometimes, you know what happens occasionally in this farm? Sometimes I look out there and I see there are guardians. Oh, well, there's a problem. It's annoying. It's so annoying. Sometimes my tridents disappear, and on this farm, I want to redo this at some point. I want to redo this at some point because there's another one that's just randomly disappeared. Oh, shoot. I want to redo this because I think the one block trident killer loses tridents sometimes, and I want to redo it into the 2 block trident because that one doesn't seem to. Yeah, so what happens is sometimes a whole bunch of guardians will spawn like here, where there's the trident has despawned or I missed, has disappeared. Oh, really? Okay. There he is. Any more while I'm down here? Okay, looks all clear now. Okay. Anyway, what happens is a whole bunch of guardians get spawn in like one that doesn't have a freaking trident, so not very effective. Let's see. The day I get punished for my transgressions against God is the day my entire thesis about God being a hypocritical monster is proven right. Yeah. I mean, there's so many like objectionable things. You know, one thing that I never really thought too much about up until kind of recently, is the notion of just how truly unfair eternal punishment in hell is. Like, eternal punishment, man, that's a wild concept. You know, no matter what you do, like, think of the worst person to ever live. Ever. Think of the worst person to ever live. And did they deserve eternal punishment? I would maybe argue no. I don't know, man. Like, I mean, I saw Justin Deconstruction Zone talk about this a few days ago, and really just got me thinking. Was that a boat? That was a boat. Come back here. I want that. Why is there a boat on the sidewalk? You know, I bet I was flying and I accidentally hit Q. That happens all the time. It happens often enough that I try to not fly with tools in my hand because I drop them all the time. Anyway, think of like his idea was he's like, I mean, do you think Hitler, I went the wrong way, deserves eternal punishment? And like his answer was no. And he said maybe like, you know, thousands or even hundreds of thousands of years, even 1,000,000 years, but like eternal is so much longer than that. And that's an interesting philosophy that I never considered before, and something I'm going to think about a lot. It's just, it's hard for us as humans to consider the length of eternity. And that's like the worst person, like, ever, right? That's like the worst person ever. So, what about the person who was like, generally a really good person, but didn't make the cut? Eternal punishment? Eternal. Man. That's like, you know, time is challenging. I took my boys to the museum, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, and we went to the dinosaur section of the museum, you know, and they were like trying to figure out the difference between the Cretaceous and the Jurassic and the Mesoic? Wait, Mesoic? What's the other age? I can't remember it. Anyway, and about how long they were. And dude, it's so hard for us. Okay, think about this. Like, so the last dinosaurs died about 56 million years ago, right? That's kind of our current understanding of time, right? 56 million years for the last dinosaurs. The first dinosaurs, which were like big full dinosaurs, existed like over 100 million years before that. So there was twice as long between the Tyrannosaurus Rex, which was one of the last dinosaurs, and like the Stegosaurus than there is between the Tyrannosaurus and us. That's crazy. Check out this. What do you think? What do you think, guys? There's one of these that I was thinking about taking down, actually. In Jewish mythology, everyone serves a certain time in hell, then moves on. That's true. I'm aware of that. What do you guys think of this? I think it looks cool. What do you think, Klatos? You were my inspiration. You were my inspiration to do this. Does it look like a haunted house? Starting to feel like that? And then there's the fact that hell isn't eternal punishment, it's eternal separation. Well, it is eternal separation from God, but there's also the whole lake of fire thing, right? I mean, that's in the book. So, I mean, burning for eternity is in there, so I don't know. I mean, some people are nihilists, right? Some people think you serve some time and then you're destroyed, right? But so this is the goal for the haunted house here. This is like the now I didn't put anything over in this section over here because I want to put a graveyard. But what do you think of the toxic river there? Pretty nice. And then, oh, I have another. This one took forever. I gotta get way over here. What do you think? Yeah? Like it? Okay. Yeah, I think the trees pulled off pretty well here. I think it looks good. This is the one that I think I might take down, though. This one tree right here, because I want a view. And so let's take this tree down. It's this one right here. You know what I wonder? I wonder if my tree capacitor add-on, I wonder if what it would do about these fences. Probably just ignore them, right? Just leave them out. Because these are all, like, placed. These aren't, like, natural leaves. So I think it probably would just, like, leave them here. They'll never despawn, I don't think. I think I have to actually break each one. Trees look good, right? You guys like them? I feel good about it. It was a lot, man. It was a lot of work. Figuring out, like, remembering, because I haven't done a structure block in a long time. So, kind of remembering how structure blocks work and stuff, and how they save and that whole rigmarole. But yeah, it's worth it. It looks great, I think. Yeah, this is the one. I want to, whenever you walk out the front door, I want to have a look at all the farmland that we're going to be working on here soon. So, we got to take this tree down. The one thing that kind of stinks about structure blocks, I mean, there's a few things that kind of suck about it, but it's so awesome that they're in the vanilla game. But one of the things that is kind of a drag about it is that you can't preview the actual thing. You can preview a bounding box of where it's going to be. But you can't. It doesn't do like the ghost, like Matica does or whatever, you know. So that's kind of a drag. But oh shoot! If it weren't for the fact that I wrote, I'd honestly be inclined to believe in my fantasy world's mythology. Is it more realistic? I do want to get back to recording the codex at some point, whenever I'm done with all my classes. Which, by the way, my current school progress is I only have one class left, and I'm down to I have the final in my last class, which is the hardest class. I have a quiz and final in the last class, which starting at 9 o'clock tonight, I'm gonna be 9 o'clock this morning. I'm gonna be like diving into really hard. But so I'm getting close. I finished 5 of my 6 classes in the last week. Some were very easy. Some required quite a bit of work. I had to write a research paper for one of them and stuff. But yeah, I'm 5 of 6 classes. I'm done, and I left the hardest one to last because it has a cumulative final. And boo, 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 boo for cumulative finals, man. Boo for cumulative finals. That should not be a thing that exists. It's just an overwhelming amount of information, and especially this one. It's the medical SLP class, so it's all the tracheostomies and tubes and I mean, it's so much. There's so much, and so yeah, boo for cumulative finals. But regardless, I only have one class, so I'm good. A cumulative font? Yeah, it's the whole freaking. It's the entire class. Instead, usually, I mean, that's I think maybe the old school term for what finals really used to be, like way back. But really, mostly, they'll usually only test you on the stuff that you've learned since the last test, right? Oh, look at those. Look at those three. Those three will never despawn. Yeah. So in your lore, you get measured against literal perfection. If you're getting, I better specify you're not all going to eternal damnation. Well, yeah. Oh man, I can't see anything. Is there? I know I saw. Oh, okay. There's one more. Eternal damnation is a wild concept, you know. Hey, what's up, Black? What's up, Black Swordsman? How's it going? It's very dark at this. Oh, at this moment, it's very dark in my world here. Okay, so I just did a whole ton of custom trees here. Going to. I removed one of them because I want to have a view coming out of the porch of this farmland. I think that's probably going to do it. But let's go sleep so we can see. Every final I've ever had has been cumulative, then? Yeah, that's just... I think that's old school. Cloud, that speaks to our age, my dude. Back when I was in school, the first time, that's how finals were, but they haven't been like that. In my last 2.5 years of school. Yeah, you know what? I think I might take down a couple of these, too, because I want a view. I want a view. You know, I want to see the farmland, so I might take down these 3. These are big trees, man. And these are small and medium. Let me see. Let me get it. So if you're coming out here, if this is the farmland, you want to see it over there. So yeah, I think... Let's take this one down. This is the only drag of custom trees. It's the only drag of custom trees, you know? It's like, if, I can't just remove the roots. Like, you gotta actually take every single leaf off of it by hand. And, you know, for as good as they look, this is the penalty for if you change your mind. Well, I don't disagree with you. That maybe that is the way that they should be, finals should be, for, like, good retention. But then I think that there should be like, okay, so here's the important stuff. Here's the stuff you really need to actually deeply internalize know. And I've not found that to be the case, where it's like, hey, okay, take all your notes in this one class. Take all your notes for the whole semester, which is like literally, it's almost 200 pages of notes. So I think you need to be like, okay, here's the stuff. Here's the meaty stuff, right? Here's the stuff you're going to want to know on the job, for example, rather than every philosophy that's ever been uttered about this thing. You know, I don't know. I feel like maybe if you're going to make it cumulative, you need to give people a chance at like learning the important, you know, deeply learning the important stuff. I only have 5 classes left, 3 after this week. Nice. It's what a good teacher would do. Yeah, I mean, because there's there's some realistic, sort of, allowances that you have to make for people, like understanding that, like, well, you know, you're not going to memorize every single thing that was said in the entire class. So here are the things that you should know forever and ever and ever, and you know, all the rest of the stuff maybe be aware of and have it spark a memory and stuff. But you know, you'll have the ability to look up information on your job too. You know, like you don't need to memorize some of this stuff, because some of this stuff you would just look up in the moment. You know, and like, so I don't know. Whatever, it's fine. I don't want to bitch about it too much. Starting at 9 o'clock, I'm just going to dig into it hard and go hard on cleft palate, cleft lip, which is rough, and what is it? Cleft palate, cleft lip, and trachs, which I feel pretty good about the trach stuff. I feel like I have a lot of retention there. I really studied that hard for the first time around, so I think I'm going to be good on that, but we'll find out. I think I've accidentally taken a big part of another tree down, which I might want to go away, but I didn't really mean to. I didn't realize that they were connected, actually. Okay. Hey, if nothing else, I'm getting a ton of leaves. I need your trident. No. Okay. Hey, look at that. Look at that muddy pig. No. Okay. Did I get all of this tree? Let's take a look. I don't know if I need to take down anymore. See you, Trail. Good luck on your classes. Good luck finishing up. Might be good. I like this, man. I like this view. I think it's cool. Oh, except for that one leaf up there that will never despawn. I gotta go take it off. I got it. I got it flying. That feels... no, there's more. There's another leaf over there. Okay, got it. Oh, there's two. Okay. Can't reach it. Let me... Oh, yes. Okay. There's three. Okay, now did I get them all? Let's see. All right, I think this is good, though. I think this is pretty... I don't feel... It feels cool, man. Imagine if Minecraft trees were like this, right? Imagine. Oh, man, that'd be nice. So you're going to come along here. Imagine like this were just like regular spruce trees. You come over here. Come over the bridge. And then then you should just catch a glimpse of the Haunted Manor. Yeah, you just see the Haunted Manor just like right up there barely. And then you go all along here. Oh, this is cool. Manor's up there. I tried to always make sure that as you're going along the road, you can there's like trees that partially obstruct it, but you can still kind of see it. See what we need though? We need like bushes or ground cover or something along here that's like very haunted, and you know. Definitely I'll do some patches of brown too. That'll be something that we do after we break away from the farmland, but like I don't want it all to be just gray. That was just the base layer, right? But then you come up here. Oh, look at this. It looks good though, right? These trees. So these are my medium and small. These are only my medium and small spruce trees, but I think that they work. I think they work really well. The actual the large spruce trees will be 16 blocks taller. And you come along the manor over here. I don't love that dome still. I'm gonna want to edit up that dome a little bit. And then we really want to make the manor look very overgrown, but I think we're getting close. All right, it's 9:02. I gotta go. Look at the view. The view's so much better now without those two trees. Might take down this last tree right here just to get that like picture frame of a view there. Maybe, but not today. All right. Love you guys. I'm going to get to work. I'll see you all on the next one. Thanks for hanging out with me.